write these important points which I mentioned like that, you can you go for this type of writing, because if we don't have any kind of sufficient time, then we will go for this meanwhile fast revision. So okay, it's a hardware. The mobile is nothing but a hardware which is used to access the network. How the network is get accessed? How the network is get accessed? It's a question mark, right? It is get accessed by the International Mobile Equipment Identity, IMEI. So this is all about the mobile station, or we can say that a mobile equipment. Okay, we completed the first block, that is nothing but the mobile station. We completed about the mobile station. Let us go for the second one, that is a base station subsystem, which is we also called as BSS. Let us go for it. Remember this, in throughout the question and throughout the architecture, we have these three main parts. What's the full form, why it is used, and what are the functions of it? We should know about it, right? GSM, it's a second generation, so we have to know it. So okay, let us go for the BSS, that is nothing but the base station subsystem. In a base station subsystem, let us take out our test book. Look out to the test book because I don't have the block diagram. Okay, base station subsystem. In that base station subsystem, we have BTS. What's the full form for the BTS? As to remember that 3 points, what's the full form and why we are using it, what are the functions of it. BTS stands for the base transceiver station. Why we are using that base transceiver station? Firstly, I want to say that the base transceiver stations are nothing but the mobile towers, as well as we know that mobile towers, this is nothing but the mobile towers. Base stations, base transceiver system is nothing but the mobile towers. Why we are using it? It is used to communicate with mobile station. Meanwhile, it's used to communicate with the mobile station. That is, it sends or also receives the signals from the mobile station. Okay, it's completed. It's useful to communicate with the mobile station. That is, it receives as well as it sends the signal from the mobile station. It's a bi-directional. It can receive as well as it can send the signals. Are you clear with it? Okay. And then, what are the functions of a BTS? Note, this is very important point. We should note it. What are the functions of it? The functions are encoding, multiplexing, encryption, modulation. These are the functions of BTS. And let us go for the second block, that is a BSC. BSC, what's the mean by BSC? BSC full form, it stands for base station controller. Base station controller. Why we are using it? It is used to control the groups of BTS. The point to be noted here, group of BTS is get controlled by the BSC. So as you can see that we having 3 BTS. That 3 BTS is get controlling by this BSC. So it's the uses. Why we are using it is to control the group of BTS. And let us go for the function of a BSC. What's the function of it? It is used to allocation of a radio channel. Okay, I want to say one thing. In a BTS, a certain signal is get traveling. Meanwhile, certain signal is coming. That for that signal, the BSC allocates a particular radio channel. Okay, are you clear with it? And after that, this is all about the BSC. So totally we completed the 2 block diagrams. Meanwhile, we know about the what is meant by mobile station, completed, and the second is mobile station subsystem, we completed. You all are clear with it. Let us go for the third block, that is nothing but the network switching subsystem. Let us go for the NSS, that is nothing but the mobile network switching subsystem. In that network switching subsystem, we have the main hero, that is nothing but the MSC. MSC stands for the Mobile Switching Center. We can say that. No, it's a standard. We are not saying it is standard one. MSC is the heart of the global system for mobile communication. A human can't live with a heart. It's impossible to live, right? As well as the mobile system, system for mobile, that is nothing but the global system for mobile communication is a failure without MSC. Why? Let us go for to know this, why it is called as heart. So as we know, what's the full format and why we are using it. Be careful here. Why we are using it? It is used to manage the mobile services like registrations, attenuation, etc. As well as we are students. We are getting logging to some kind of progresses, some kind of in online. Registration is the one of the main part in our life. which is done by the smartphones. So registrations and attenuations is done by the MSC. So that's why we are calling as heart of the GSM. So for this, the uses of the MSC. Let us go for the function of it. What are the functions of it? Call routing, nothing but the call finding. Routing, nothing but the find. Call finding or call routing, call setup, call switching. This is all done by the MSC, one single hero, or we can say that it's the heart of a GSM. And let us go for the next one. It's that the GSM communicates with the another switching system components. I would like to show the architecture, how the GSM is communicated. We are in imaginary blocks, right? So I would like to show in imaginary, not in practical. So MSC is associated with the another blocks. Meanwhile, it's get associated with the HLR, VLR, AUC, as well as OMC. Meanwhile, it communicate with the another switching systems components like HLR, VLR, EIR, AUC. How? Why? What's the need for communicating with the another switching systems? I would like to ask MSC. I'm giving mic to MSC. MSC, would you like to say why you are communicating with the another systems? It's like MSC can't able to say about it. I would like to say about that. MSC is communicated with the HLR, VLR, EIR. Why? It is for, if this MSC is associated with the HLR, VLR will helpful for routing the incoming call. Point to be noted, you have to note this point. When MSC is associated with HLR and VLR, exactly example is nothing but the Truecaller. Truecaller is helpful to know the unknown person's name on the screen, like that. This MSC will helpful to know the another identity which is unknown. Okay, are you clear with that? Why it is associated with the AUC? It is associated for the attenuation. Whatever the data present in our mobile set or handset, it should be protected. It should have some certain security for our data. So that's why it is associated with the AUC. And let us go for the instead of that, I want to say one important point in our hero, that is nothing but MSC. Meanwhile, the important point is nothing but the MSA is a fixed line network to the mobiles. Meanwhile, I would like to show it how the MSA is a fixed line. MSC is a fixed line to this public networks. Point to be noted, point should be remembered. Okay, so we completed the network switching subsystems, right? And let us go for this OMC. OMC is nothing but the optical mobile communication. It stands for the operational support subsystem. So what's the main function of this OMC? OMC, it's nothing but the OMC, that is operation support subsystem. This is the operational support subsystem is connected to the all equipments in switching systems. Meanwhile, yeah, of course, this OMC is connected with this all mobile stations as well as BSS. Yes, right? And then it is also connected to the MSC. It's connected with the mobile station, base station subsystem, as well as it is also connected with the network switching subsystem. So why it is associated, why it is connected to the every component present in this architecture is for managing the security, operation, and performance. It is not a simple thing as to operate the mobile. In that mobile, for the working of mobile, we have a lot of components working inside of it. So that's why for security, operation, performance, it also performs the network or configuration and the maintenance task. This is all about the operation support subsystem. So this is all about these two blocks. What about this? What about the HLR, VLR, as well as EIR and AUC? Let us go for know about this three as well as above of it. Okay, let us go for HLR. What is meant by HLR? So we know that what's its full form, why we are using it, and what are the functions of it. HLR stands for the home location register. Home location register. The HLR is a master database. We can say as a master database or permanent database of what? Of subscribers. What's the functions of it? The function of a HLR is to store the current location and information of user. For suppose I'm using the smartphone, the HLR will definitely store the information and the current location of me. So this is all about the HLR. And HLR is completed. Let us go for the VLR. What the functions and what's the full form of it? VLR stands for the visitor location register. The visitor location register is a local database, or we can say that temporary database of what? Of subscribers. And what's the functions of it? It stores the user visiting location. Meanwhile, I would like to explain an example. I'm living in Nellore. For suppose I travel to the Goa. So how the information will stored of a me in my mobile is done by the VLR. If I'm living in my native place or my permanent place, then this HLR will use for storing my location as well as for storing my information. When I'm going for the another domains, another countries, another states, or everywhere, whatever else, then this VLR will helpful to store that user visitor location. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with HLR and VLR? Let us go for the EIR. What is meant by EIR? It stands for Equipment Identity Register. So why we are using it? It is used. Meanwhile, it is used to contain the all valid numbers on network. For suppose I want to call a person which is off of the network. Meanwhile, he or she should switch off her phone. How can I communicate with her if her network is off? So we can't communicate with her, right? So that's why EIR is a database which contains all valid numbers on network. If the person I'm calling is on network, meanwhile her phone is switched on, I can easily communicate. I'm going to communicate with her easily because of this EIR. Because of this register, I can easily communicate with her. So that's the reason. That's the reason why we are using the EIR. Let us go for the functions of EIR. For suppose if my smartphone is stolen, oh my God, what should I do right now? It's a 10,000 rupees. So what will happen if the handset is stolen? Then this register, that is nothing but the equipment identity register, is useful to mark my number as invalid. So okay, my phone is stolen. My mom is calling to my smartphone number as it saying that whatever the number you're calling is invalid. Check your number as it is invalid. Check your number as it is invalid. So this is the reason. If the number is saying as invalid, then you have to catch that it's my smartphone or the phone is get stolen. So okay, EIR is completed. Let us go for the AUC. Firstly, take out the location of AUC. Here the location of the AUC which is associated with the EMSC. Let us go for the AUC. AUC stands for Attenuation Center. Okay, why we are using this? It is a protected database that stores the number for attenuation and encryption task. It's very simple that Attenuation Center is a protected database. Meanwhile, it is helpful to store our data. It is helpful to protect our data. Meanwhile, in phone we don't consist of only images. It consists of several things: the banking, transferring of money, the account number, the IFSC code, UPI pin, lot of things. We consist of a lot of things. It's get protected by this Attenuation Center. Is our data is protected? It is due to this Attenuation Center. It's a big salute to this Attenuation Center, which is protecting our data from frauds. So okay, that's the function. It protects the data from different types of frauds. So this is all about the Attenuation Center. Are you clear with this? Okay, and then we are coming to the public networks. So for knowing this public networks, I would like to say the working of the I just say detailed manner of these blocks. Let us go for the working of this architecture. How the working will done. How the working will be done. Okay, I'm taking one paper. In that we have also a architecture, and then the working is firstly, mobile station sends a signal to the BSS. That is BSS stands for base station subsystem through air interface. Here is nothing but the air interface. Through air interface, the mobile station sends the signal to the base station subsystem. That base station subsystem routes, meanwhile that find out, it will catch that signal, catch that signals and given to the network switching subsystem. That is nothing but this block. It is given to this switching subsystem. As well as we know that what are the functions of this blocks, as well as it's a heart of the GSM, as well as it is helpful to store the current location, it is helpful to store the visitor location, it is helpful to protect our data, it also helpful to protect our data. If it in that EIR will helpful to mark as invalid, our number is marked as invalid if a phone is stolen. If the both are same, these both are helpful for protecting our data. It is useful for our data security. So how the signal is get routed to the given to the, or it is get passed through to the network switching subsystem. Okay, that base station subsystem, network subsystem supported by the operation support system, as well as we know that it is get supported with OSM, that is nothing but the operation support subsystem. Okay, and then finally whatever the signal is getting from a mobile station to network